And we are live. Welcome, everyone. It has been forever since I have been out here on It's Time to Excel, and I have missed doing it. Life has been crazy, and I'm sure a lot of you can understand that. But you know what? We're back, and we're back in strength. And I have a great guest with me here today. It's Tina Meeks, and I'm going to we have a question for you. We have a question for you. Have you evaluated your team? It's year end. I'm not sure how November got here, but it did. Somehow I still haven't figured this out, but okay. That means we're in year end. Tina, is this kind of year flown by for you?
Oh my. Oh yes. In our world, yes.
It
Can you believe
does.
it? 6 more weeks left.
I don't want to deal with that. Year end is here. So we were talking about that, and we were kind of saying, like, you know what? Let's go out and have a little conversation about this and kind of share, because I haven't had this opportunity for a while, and you and I have just connected, and we share some similar thoughts on a lot of that. And have you evaluated your team? Have you evaluated your numbers? Did you even look at your numbers? Do you realize you need to look at your numbers before? And the list goes just on and on and on. And so we thought it'd be a great opportunity for us to come over, and we wanted to ask a question. So our question is this: do you need a middle accountant? And most people have a deer in the headlight look when we ask that question. So Tina, I'm going to go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience here. Have an opportunity to kind of say, okay, here's who I am, and what is a middle accountant?
Yeah, thanks, Janet. It's amazing. So great to network with you on this and do some collaboration. But you're right. I mean, now more than ever, this economic climate is just, why are you not evaluating? And if you're not, you should be really evaluating at this point, right? So
Mm-hmm.
my number one target with my clients is collections, right?
Okay.
If you're not being paid for your services, then how are you paying your bills? Are you keeping your
You're
vendors
not.
happy? Right, you're not. And then, that's the number one thing. And then no one wants to deal with collections.
No.
The day to day of people and your team members, they're so busy with the day to day that the audits and the aging reports grow, and then the errors are building up, and you don't know what's real, what's not. Like, what's my liability asset number? Are you like an EKG machine? You got to kind of think, where's your figures with this? With 2 decades of this, I've had experience in streamlining and revamping, and pretty much became the critical solutions expert in
Okay.
helping companies understand the value of the middle accountant. We're not just the bookkeeper, data entry person, and we're not the CPA. We're the middle person that kind of strengthens the company and picks up things much quicker than what you would if you waited to the end of the year or even every quarter.
Exactly.
And we pay for ourselves, honestly. I mean, that's proven in small to mid-sized businesses. We can pay for ourselves because we are good at tax strategies. We're good at networking with your CPA or your bookkeeper, other people, financial advisors, or whatever else is needed. So I kind of just want to educate a little bit about the middle accountant and how valuable it is, and what we do. And I know we've only got six weeks left, but I am offering a 15-minute free financial health assessment just to get them started. It only takes the first step. And let's target collections, right?
There you go. Well, yeah, if we don't have money coming in, it's hard for us to pay our bills. That was a great, I mean, and let's think about it, that's common sense, but yet at the same time, how often so many small business owners get in this little rabbit hole that it's just you're robbing Peter to pay Paul, and that I get that a lot. And that's why I push a lot is you got to know your numbers. You've got to know those numbers, but you don't just need to know income and expenses. You got to have profit, because without profit, you don't have a paycheck. And if you're in business, your business should be supporting your lifestyle. And so you've
Mhm.
got to be focused in on the profit. You've got to be proactive and not reactive. And as you said,
Right.
that's where we're going from. And that is, I think, one of the biggest challenges that I know a lot of my clients have faced. And, that's how we started working together, is because that's not something they wanted to have. We had to figure out how to get this working. And we're going
Right.
forward and saying, okay, into the next year, I'm really launching into the program, and we're really going to focus in on profit mentality and really start. But you got to know your numbers. You got to have that system in place, because a system, SYSTEM, will save you some time, energy, and money. And that's what I want to keep people thinking about. So, share a little bit more about this and kind of what you're seeing on your side, especially on the collection side, because that's your starting point. Because we got to get the money in.
Yeah, got to get the money in, and the easy way out is, I'll just write it off, or we don't have the time, we'll just write it off. but the thing is, that was your hard-earned money.
Mm-hmm.
Now more than ever in this economic climate, that should not be the mentality.
Right.
Honestly, it should not be. Too many companies are going under because they wait until they're in what I call life support mode, and they've had a few heart attacks, which I call, because you owe the government more money than you planned. And you shouldn't be that. You shouldn't be that way. You should know your numbers, and you should know that they're healthy. If they're running like an EKG machine, you've got a problem. They should be steady. What are your KPIs? And even if you're doing KPIs, are they accurate?
What is a KPI? I get that question a lot. People don't even understand what a KPI is, and there's yet another dilemma.
It's your tracking method to be able to see what the health of your company is, like depending on the industry you're in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just your measure. It's your health meter. It's your thermometer. We'll say that. We'll say it's your thermometer.
Exactly. It's a KPI, key performance indicator is what it stands for. So what is that? As she said, you're basically measuring your business. Is the percentage, their ratios, their percentage, their math, but their math. Math is not emotion. So as long as you know the math, then you can start making educated decisions based on math, numbers, concrete information, good, bad, or indifferent, doesn't matter. But you're not making your decisions now on emotions because you have no idea what darts you're throwing at. You have this great financial goal. You've been throwing darts all day long, but if you don't know those numbers, you might as well be blindfolded and throw into a dartboard behind you.
Hell yeah. That's right. Preach it, sister. I mean, that's just what it is. And, a lot of people say, well, that's just my weakness. Let's change the mindset here, people.
Yep.
Weakness is just inexperience. Let's change that around and make it your strength. I try not to use all the language that we have in accounting because it throws people off. They don't understand.
Debits and credits on every day.
Yeah, they don't understand all that. So I use different analogies for things. You got your KPI, that's your thermometer, right? Have you had a heart attack? That's when you have to pay the IRS or more in taxes. And then if you're on life support, that means you're no longer able to extend credit, right? So using those analogies I've learned in talking to clients, it just makes them, oh, that makes sense. Because our lingo, I guess it's just like anything, just like a doctor, they don't understand it. So I've learned to kind of get my rhythm in that. And I did that in my career at the management company, just using different ways to either train the team or help people understand what it meant, right? That's what it's about. And I did property management and I did it during COVID. It was probably one of the toughest times of my life. But you know what? I took my hat, my caseworker hat on, and I worked, just day in, day out, and worked with the team. We all jumped in. We worked with all the caseworkers in the agencies, and we brought in over $750,000 in 7 months just to make sure people can stay in their home. And then after that started happening, I am a master at trying to find other ways to utilize income. Where's the loss? Let's look at your cost accounting or fee structure. Let's look and see how your system's set up. What does your system look like? Are you not using modules you should be using? Are you doing manual processes? Those are the things you also have to look at that really hits your income. You may not think so, but man hours is income, people. If you are doing too many, if your team is doing too many manual processes, that's increased man hours. What does that turn into? Hire more staff. Why? You need to streamline processes. I have a background and built a $2.2 million accounting system back in 2004. It was the best thing. It was the greatest thing. I learned so much about the ins and outs of systems and just streamlining, making things more efficient. And that's what you have to think about. So there's so many more strategies that we do as the middle accountant. And I just want to emphasize that, think about it. 6 weeks left of this year. Let's think about it.
How we got there.
Well, then we have next year. Let's jump on the bandwagon January 1st. Let's get you into health for 2024. That's what we're here for. I mean, I offer a 15-minute free financial health analysis for collections. Let's start there because that's the best way to start.
And what's the best way to reach that? How do they get to that free analysis, that 15-minute analysis?
Yes, they can go on my website at SCORE, that's with 2 E's, SCORE services.com. And you can read all about me and book my book it now. And the first 5 people that register today, I will give them a $250 valuation of either their accounts payable, profit and loss, or look at any expenses that they may have that they're not utilizing on tax strategies. So anything about that, or even whatever they need, they have a $250 value just by signing up.
Well, there you go. You guys cannot make any. What else can we ask for? What else? But it's that time of the year. We've really got to get this reined in. And that's what I always encourage at year end. I often do my year end little webinar that I normally do here, and that's be coming up here in the next couple of weeks. So be on the lookout for that, because we are looking at year end. What do you need to be looking at? What should you be looking at? Now I'm going to focus in on, because of course my specialty is QuickBooks Online, and my clients are on to QuickBooks Online, and I do a lot of training around that. Well, a lot of them are DIYs, and that's great, and I'm here to support them, and we have that in place. But the other flip side of that is, let's be thinking about, what do you need to be doing at year end? Because it's here, like it or not. Because we got to have that foundation. We've got to have those next steps. Because as we said, 2024 is here in 7 weeks. Here we go. So let's get it in place. Start where we're at and make it better. Because that's all we can do. We can't really change the past. It is what it is. But we sure can start today to make improvements for tomorrow. And that's what I think we are saying. This is what you need to do. Evaluate your team. We can't do this by ourselves. There's no way. We partner with folks. And that's what I do. I love partnering with. I have a great team that is so supportive. And it's really wonderful to have that working relationship, that I know that they're getting stuff done so that I can do additional stuff, so that we as a team can help others to excel. That's always been my thing. It is time to excel. It's your time to excel, starting today. And we're going to get back in and start really looking at this. And I'm really excited to be partnering up here with Tina and having that opportunity for us to take those next steps, because we're kind of seeing all kinds of fun stuff coming out into the future and into 2024. We're getting kind of excited about this as we're going. But we want you guys to be thinking about this. We want you guys to be thinking, okay, where am I at? Where do I need to go? What systems do I need to get into place? Identify them, and then take the next step. Book a call with Tina. Take an opportunity to say, hey, wait a minute, I need to do this. What suggestions do you have? If you're looking into QuickBooks, have a conversation before you jump into QuickBooks. If you're growing well enough that you're ready to do that, that's great. You're in business, you should have an accounting software to support you. The one that I train and support is QuickBooks Online. Okay, great, wonderful. Don't just jump into it blind, because QuickBooks can be your best friend or your worst nightmare. And I assure you, I have clients that have said both. But when they start working with me, we turn it into being your best friend. And that's what we want it to do. It should be a tool. That's what it is. And that's what I want you to use it as. So what else are you thinking, Tina? What else do we need to share with these guys today as we're kind of...
Yeah. And another thing, right? No business is too small for me. No business. I've been in several different industries, right? I've utilized many different, what we call ERP systems. I know I'm getting IT technical here, but the thing is a lot of bigger companies, they when they go into products or purchase, they're looking at operations. What can it do? Operations planning. Accounting is the furthest thing from their mind. And so what happens, us accounting folks had to customize some things and revamp some things to make it work for us. But yes, QuickBooks Online, that's a solid accounting software, but that's not the case in every company. So just so you know, when you're working with your middle accountant, how experienced are they in just the basic accounting software, which is like QuickBooks or even Square? Or are you using anything like Propertyware, OneSite, JD Enterprises? There's so many different, whole many hosts of them. So you also want to make sure your middle accountant has a broad range of being able to jump in and learn your system, because no one has time to teach them that. So that's the other thing you want to kind of think of when you go and outsource. A lot are outsourcing now, from what I'm hearing, which is great for us. And they need to. Actually, it helps better when you step out and bring an unbiased consultant in. Hey, just help me, and open. Don't be embarrassed. It's your financials. We're here. My passion is helping you financially succeed. That's my passion. If I don't do that, then I didn't do my job. And that's exactly how I feel. That has been my career path in every single position I held. And I've got proven records of it. So I just want to emphasize that. Yeah, it's just great. So please reach out to myself or Janet, and we look forward to talking to you a little bit more and offering as we gear to the end of the year and into 2024. Don't waste time. 15-minute free financial health review, and we'll go from there. That's all we can do. Take that
One
first
step.
step.
One step.
One
That's
step.
all I want you to do. Take the first step and take it today, because that's what
Exactly.
makes the difference. And it's going to be wonderful. And my boys are going crazy here, but that's okay. That's just my life. Welcome. Isn't that the life of a business owner? No
That's
matter
right.
what the best laid plans are, look out. There will be some hiccups and some disasters and some. And you know what? We still roll with it. We figure it
That's
out.
right.
We move the next step, and we take the next step. And that's what we want you guys to do too. Thank you so much, Tina, for joining me today. And I look forward, because I think we're going to be able to continue this conversation and really start narrowing down over the next several weeks and helping others to excel. Because after all, it's time to excel and inspire and ignite your possibilities. Thank you again, Tina. Is there anything you want to leave these guys with before we move on?
Yeah, I just want to say, unleash the potential of effortless income. There you go.
And I'm going to put that in the chat, Unleash the Potential. And your website is there as well. I wish I could spell. That would be even better yet, but that's okay. Unleash your potential, especially when it comes to income. That's what we want to leave you. Because it is possible. It is possible. We just got to take that first step. So we'll see you there. And we look forward to seeing you again on It's Time to Excel. Have a wonderful day, everyone.
Thank you, Janet.